You are listening to WSN, Wolf Sports Network, live from Carrollton, Georgia, now an Odyssey station.
In this season of Sports Out of Pocket, it's all luck, with returning segments like
Controversy,
Jalen Carter just let it get the best of him for some reason, and he decided to do it back.
Cash or Trash.
Do we think Joe Flacco can turn around the Cincinnati Bengals team?
And we're going all in for Fire Me Up.
Baker Mayfield in Tampa Bay, Florida. Stop what you're doing and listen to me right now, sir. You have been the king of the NFC South for 3 years.
And we take our chances with our brand new segment, Look of the Draw.
today's categories, top 10 2010s wide receivers. Parker, you polled.
Did I just pull A.J. Green?
What?
And we strike gold with our interviews.
This is the Philly Sports Guy.
This is former MLB All-Star Justin Masterson.
Hey, yo, what up? My name is Josh Martinez from Z100 New York.
What up, guys? It's Tyrell Adams, former UWG linebacker.
And this is Sports Out of Pocket.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Sports Out of Pocket. I'm your host, as always, Jackson Voles, and around the table I have the most amazing cast to carry on the legacy once I'm gone for Sports Out of Pocket, the most amazing cast I could do the show with. Across from me, the Bills fan, and I love the baseball jersey, JT.
I appreciate that, Jack.
How's your day going, man?
My day is going really well. I got to sleep in. I didn't have my 9 o'clock class this morning, so I got to sleep in until about 11 o'clock, and it was a really good day. Got all my assignments done that I needed to. Got to hang out at the station for a little bit. Just overall, good day so far.
It's great to hear, and midterms are coming up, so I know everybody's excited about that.
I'm not trying to think about those right now.
Yeah, I'm not trying to think about those. We got a show going on, man. And to the left of me, the most amazing guy at the board-up position outside of me, Michael Miller. How's your day going, man?
It's going great, Jackson. Myself and Aiden Aby had ourselves a nice little gentleman's duel on the disc golf course this afternoon. We tied. We're trying to go back next week and have some more fun out there, but it was a good day.
Next time, invite me. You don't know how good I am at disc golf.
I would destroy both of y'all in disc golf, just letting you know that
Probably,
right now.
Yeah.
And I know a guy who's amazing at disc golf. Parker Andell, how's your day going, man?
It's going good, man. Not as good as JT's and Michael's. It was class all day, but I was lucky enough to get some Chick-fil-A right before the show, so got some food, and I'm ready to go.
I love Chick-fil-A. Do you know another restaurant I'm a big fan of? Waffle House. And ever wanted to support your favorite station while eating Waffle House hash browns? Wolf Sports Network is hosting a Spirit Night, February 24th from 2 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the Maple Street Waffle House. That is the Maple Street Waffle House on February 24th from 2 p.m. to 9 p.m. Come join us before or after the UWG softball game against Jack State for an all-star, so we can be all-stars. Wolf Sports Network Spirit Night, 2 p.m. to 9 p.m. on Tuesday, February 24th. Now, we have a jam-packed show for you guys. We're going to be talking about the NFL offseason and the MLB on-season, considering we're getting into spring training, and a little bit about some West Georgia sports. And with that, Michael, kick off the show.
I'm just here so I won't get fined.
We in here talking about practice.
It's time for the latest sports controversies. Now, the NFL offseason has begun, and I know, JT, you're a big fan of this wide receiver, but he's gotten into some legal trouble lately. Stephon Diggs, JT, tell us about it.
Yeah, I mean, the former Bill, now the New England Patriot, he has been getting into some legal trouble here recently. He has a whole court case going on right now, and he pled not guilty on February 13th to a felony of strangulation/suffocation and misdemeanor assault charges regarding an incident that happened last year, December 2nd, 2025, an altercation that happened with his private chef over a paycheck dispute. And so we know Stephon Diggs, when he signed with the Patriots, 3-year deal, $69 million in 2025. If he is found guilty of this, what does his future look like? Is he staying with the Patriots? Are they going to cut him and take that hit in the cap? What's going to happen with Stephon Diggs if found guilty?
That's a good question, JT. I have no clue. I just know when you hear Stephon Diggs' name, you think drama. And that's all that he has around him with the Cardi B thing going on and all that. And I know that New England doesn't want no part of that, especially making it to the Super Bowl this year. They want to cut off all negative aspects regarding to football. So I think that he could potentially get cut if he gets found guilty in this trial.
Yep. I 100% agree. You can't have that kind of situation in the locker room. And, Stephon Diggs has always been a controversial player. He has the whole situation with Cardi B, and that kind of leads to a separate question, because right now they have the 7th highest payroll when it comes to the whole NFL offseason. And Stephon Diggs is a big contractual part of that, and I think they get rid of him, maybe bring in a guy like A.J. Brown, who is probably going to make a departure, the Philadelphia Eagles. But A.J. Brown's also a locker room nightmare. So,
100%.
Find a guy maybe in the draft or in the NFL offseason that is just as talented as those guys, but with less drama.
I could see them maybe making a move for a little-known guy in Arizona that hasn't been getting the ball that much, and Marvin Harrison Jr. I feel like he would be a dream fit for Drake May and for that New England Patriots offense. You get rid of Stephon Diggs. I mean, he's 33 right now. He's going to retire here in the next year or so. So if this does end up him being found guilty in this trial, I think you go out and you get a guy from another team. There's plenty of weapons out there. Marvin Harrison Jr. I feel like would be a good fit for the Pats.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the same thing that all you guys said. Like, I like what Parker said. Like, when you think about Stephon Diggs, his entire career, it's always been drama. Whether it's in Minnesota, Buffalo, or New England, it's always been around that. Not too much like legal trouble though. Not really anything like that until just recently. But to answer your question, JT, I have absolutely no idea what's gonna happen to him, because with the NFL, like, I feel like some players get away with a lot more, and then some players don't get away with a lot.
Yep.
So I don't know what's gonna happen to him. But yeah, if I were New England, I'd definitely move on from him. I don't want to have to deal with any of the legal trouble.
Yeah.
Now, I want to talk about some more trouble, not on the legal side of things, but I want to shift focus to college basketball. If you guys did not watch the UCLA versus Michigan State game yesterday, UCLA absolutely got blown out, and there was a little bit of controversy in the game that head coach Mick Cronin, ejected one of his players in a late blowout loss after a hard foul, and then him going chest to chest with one of the Michigan State players. And, a lot of it sparked controversy across college fan bases when it comes to basketball, saying, the coach shouldn't have done that. The coach should have had the players back. But honestly, I don't see anything wrong with what Mick Cronin did, because, you have to penalize your players in that sort of sense, especially when it comes to hard fouls and showboating. But Parker, what are your thoughts on this?
Jackson, there's a chance that the head coach didn't even realize he was doing it in a moment. Rivalry game, tensions are high, they're getting beat by a lot of points. It's a tough decision to make in the moment. And, maybe he didn't know what he was doing right in the moment and regretted it later. But at the end of the day, the player just has to be smarter to put the coach in a position like that to make that decision. Like, he should not have to make that decision to eject one of his own players out of the game. So I think UCLA is just all kinds of out of whack. Michigan State's just way better and beat them down into the ground. So I think this controversy is kind of not as popular as everything else. But I don't really have an opinion on it. I think you can justify the decision in a right way, but I can see why other people might be mad about how he handled it.
I mean, I feel like it's also somewhat of a teaching point. I think he's getting a little bit too much hate. I mean, like you mentioned, the situation was really bad for them. They were getting blown out by like 20 points late in a game, in a rivalry game at that. And, I mean, it's a flagrant foul. So what the coach stated was, if you want to be a tough guy, do it during the game and not between plays, Right. And I agree with that statement. I think if you want to go all out, if you want to say whatever you want to say, do it during the game and show that intensity in your playing, in your play style, not saying whatever you shouldn't be saying.
I'll also add on to that UCLA is just simply not having a good year.
Oh, not at all.
This can be a lot of tensions rising, a lot of build-ups, practice, all kinds of things, and it just happened to explode against Michigan State when you're down a bunch of points.
This thing kind of reminds me of a couple years ago when Fernando Tatis hit that home run. He had it was a 3-0 count, and he hit that home run when they were up like 10 runs or something. And the other manager, I forget who they were playing, but the other manager, it may have been the White Sox, I think it was Tommy La Russa that was mad about it. And he was all upset about, like, that's an unwritten rule of baseball. You don't swing on a 3-0 count when you're up 10 runs in a game. And that's kind of what this head coach was talking about in his press conference. It's like, when it's a 25-point game, you don't do something like that. I still think it's weird to, like, I get what like you were talking about, like, he was trying to make an example out of him, trying, set a standard. But, like, if you're going to do that, like, just bench him. Like, telling him to go to the locker room like that, I feel like is a little aggressive. And, like, if I'm a recruit, like, that kind of turns me away from that because it kind of shows me, one, does my coach have my back when I make a mistake? And number two, like, if I make one mistake, am I going to get kicked out of a game for one thing I did?
That's what I kind of wanted to mention, too, Michael, is that recruits and legacy, like, that is not a good show for you on national television. So I think tensions were high, and I don't think the coach could even realize the decision he made.
Now, Parker, I know you brought up the word recruiting, and I want to bring up this controversy just very quick, just because the MLB season is upon us. The Philadelphia Phillies signed 11-year-old shortstop David Basabe to a $1.8 million futures deal, making him the youngest player to sign a pre-MLB contract. Now, everybody complains about the whole salary cap thing and not having enough money to pay other players, but you're signing an 11-year-old kid to a pre-MLB contract worth $1.8 million, and that's a big issue around the MLB when it comes to money and payroll situation. Now, Michael, I know you're a big baseball fan. What are your thoughts on this?
It's a little weird. Like, I feel like you're starting to see this trend happen more and more with international free agents, people trying to jump on a little earlier and get them locked down. I get wanting to do that, but I feel like 11 years old is a little bit early to like go and give that much money already for the Phillies to do that. But they really haven't had that much success in terms of signing international free agents like that, though. So maybe something they're looking around the league, seeing, obviously the Mets didn't go and get Juan Soto out of, wherever they got him in a free agency in the MLB. But you're seeing teams in your division like the Mets get Juan Soto. You're seeing the Braves go get Ronald Acuna, Ozzie Albies, guys like that. So I don't blame them for going out and trying to do that. But I do think signing an 11-year-old to a $1 million contract is a little aggressive.
Yeah, maybe I need to go look at the film of this kid or something. But this kid's in 6th grade, and he probably doesn't even know what millions means yet. I mean, like, what are we talking about? Why are we signing a kid to a almost nearly multi-million-dollar deal? And the contract doesn't go until he's 16, so he's got another 5 years ahead of him before he actually signs that contract. But still, it's like something could happen at that point. The money is already on the table. It's already there. That deal is already there. So when he turns 16, no matter what, dude could quit baseball. He's getting that $1.8 million.
Like you said, JT, that's incredibly too young. That's like my little brother getting signed to go play in the major leagues. I don't understand what going younger helps you to do, because they're going to pan out however they're going to pan out at age 18. So I think they need to wait a little longer and end up. There should be a limit of what age limit you can sign, and I think 11 is just incredibly too young.
Maybe 16. That's where I kind of understand it, because that's when the Yankees signed Jason Dominguez out of international free agency. But it seems that the Phillies are putting all their chips in and all their money in on an 11-year-old. And with that, let's get into cash or trash.
Josh Allen, without a number 1 receiver, will never win a Super Bowl.
Cash or
the Cincinnati Bengals are better off without Joe Burrow.
Trash.
Now, Michael, again, the MLB season is upon us, and we had a spark debate in the UCC earlier, and I know you're very high on this player and these two sets of players heading into the MLB season, but what's your cash or trash for this week?
It was going to be something else, but I have to make this now after how just ridiculous your argument was in the UCC earlier today.
You mean Parker's?
Both of you. I don't care. I'll make both of you right now. Listen. All right. I get I'm a Braves fan. You can call it Braves bias, whatever. Obviously, Juan Soto played for the Nationals for a long time. Now he's with the Mets, two teams I hate very much. I get it. Juan Soto's a great baseball player. I think he is an elite player. He's a top 5 player in baseball. And if we are ranking every player in the MLB right now today, including injuries, including everything, yes, Juan Soto would be ahead of Ronald Acuna Jr. for me. If they are both healthy, Ronald Acuna Jr. is a much better player than Juan Soto, and it's not close.
It's not close. It's kind of crazy. I'm going to trash that take. I mean, Juan Soto is one of the best in baseball right now, and I don't think you could ever say that somebody is miles ahead of him, like, at all, unless you're talking maybe Shohei or Aaron Judge. But other than that, like, you can't say somebody's miles ahead. Now, if there'd be more of a conversation if you just said that you'd barely take Ronald Acuna Jr. over Juan Soto.
I wouldn't barely take him.
Which is insane to me, and that's why I'm trashing this take. I do think Juan Soto is better than Ronald Acuna Jr. Not dissing on Ronald Acuna Jr. when he is healthy. I think he's also one of the top 8 players in baseball, but we just have not seen that here recently, and we've seen that consistency from Juan Soto.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Michael. It's getting trashed. Juan Soto is what you like to call a generational hitter, a generational player, and I know you said, take all injuries away, whatever, hypothetically, whatever. It's not hypothetically. We're living in it. And Juan Soto won his own World Series with the Nationals. Very proven in October. Big-time player. He shows up on the big stage. And Acuna just hasn't done that. The Braves won a World Series without Ronald Acuna. And as much as I love Ronald Acuna, I don't even want to trash him because it's not like he's a bad player. It's just being a Yankees fan and having Juan Soto on my team, when I watched him, he's just legendary. I mean, that he's an all-type player. He knows how to work the zone. He's very disciplined at the plate. and even stole like 40 bags last year, which if Acuna can steal that many, so can Soto. Now, I'll give you he's a liability in the outfield, but when I'm thinking who I want on my team or if I want one at bat in October, who do I want? I'm giving it to Juan Soto.
You know, Parker, I'm so glad you said that because Juan Soto is a generational player, so is Ronald Acuna Jr. And we're talking about reality here, Michael, and honestly, you're saying miles ahead is absolutely insane. Let me read you his worst season for Juan Soto. 27 homers, 62 RBIs, and a 242 batting average in 2022, split between the Nationals and the Padres. And everybody's saying Juan Soto had a down season last season. Let me read you those stats. 43 homers, 105 RBIs, 38 stolen bases, and a 263 batting average. The only down part was a 263 batting average. And honestly, when we want consistency, we want availability, I think Juan Soto is neck and neck with Ronald Acuna Jr. for one of the best hitters in baseball outside of Aaron Judge and obviously Ohtani. But honestly, I'm trashing your take, Michael.
I would agree with the fact that Soto's a better hitter. I'm not disagreeing with that. I think Juan Soto's one of the best hitters in the league. I think he's a better overall hitter than Ronald Acuna. But when they're both healthy, I think their averages are comparable. I think Soto has a better average usually, not last year, but usually he does. They're comparable there. Ronald's going to hit for more power most of the time than Juan Soto is, but it's still somewhat comparable. I think Ronald's going to hit for more power. Ronald's going to steal more bags than Soto on average if they're both healthy. And Ronald is an elite defender, not just with his arm. He's got a great glove out there. Juan Soto looks like you trying to play the outfield, Jackson.
Which is fine. It just comes down to I'm starting a franchise. Who do I want on my team? I'm simply picking Soto over Acuna.
Yeah.
Now, I want to throw my cash or trash out there and sticking with the MLB. Now, a lot of people are very high on the Yankees, very high on the Red Sox, even the Mariners. But I want to throw my pennant winner for the American League this season. I think the Texas Rangers make the World Series, and here's why. Look at the starting rotation, and I'm going to get to the batting lineups in a second. You have Mackenzie Gore, you have Jacob deGrom, you have Nathan Eovaldi, you have Kumar Rocker, and you have Jack Leiter, who's on an upward trajectory as of right now. It had a lot of fundamental adjustments over the offseason, adding a splitter to his absolutely insane arsenal. Now, let me get to the batting lineup side of things. You still have Corey Seager. Obviously, they had the departure of Marcus Semien, but you have a very high average guy in Brandon Nimmo leading off over there for the Texas Rangers. And you also got to remember, in 2023, when the Texas Rangers made the World Series, they had a lot of scrappy guys who would give you doubles and triples, very high on-base percentage guys throughout the 1 through 9. So give me the Texas Rangers for the World Series in the AL. Not saying they're going to win, but AL.
Trash. I like to agree with you a lot, Jackson, and I love the rotation. Pitching can carry you and take you deep. New manager that we just talked about.
Skip Schumacher. I
love him. Thinks he can do a lot of great things over there. But, Jackson, that's not the problem I'm having. The problem I'm having is I'm looking at, for the Texas Rangers to make the World Series, who do they have to go through? Mm-hmm. Let's just start off with a team who was already there in the AL last year with the Blue Jays and loaded up with who you like, the one position player at third base, Okamoto.
Oh, Okamoto?
Yeah, him. And then they got Dylan Cease, ace caliber pitcher, man. And so you load up with that, and you've already made it to the World Series. That's going to be a tough task to get through. You've got the Mariners, who fought tooth and nail with the Blue Jays and almost made it. And the Yankees, Tigers, Orioles. I just think there's too many other teams to compete with to say that the Texas Rangers make the World Series, because there's a list of teams that I'd rather take than the Rangers to make the World Series out of the AL.
Yeah, I have that same argument. I'm also going to trash this take. I think the Rangers are a great team. I think they definitely have a good shot of making the playoffs this year. You can't really say they're a lock for the playoffs either, though. I mean, you mentioned it. You got the Yankees, you got the Blue Jays, you got the Mariners, you got the Tigers. You got
Astros are
going to be pretty good. Like, you have all these teams, even the Guardians at this point. Like, you got all these teams that are top of the AL and have been. I don't think that the Rangers I wouldn't take the Rangers over many of those teams that I just listed off. I think there's too much when it comes to playoff time. If they sneak in, I think there's just going to be too much competition. You got teams that have been there before. The Rangers haven't been there in a while. So I'm going to trash this take.
You're saying the Rangers haven't been in there in a while when it's been 3 years?
They haven't been there in
2023.
Well, yeah, but I mean, still, like, they haven't been there for the last 2 or 3 years, and all of these other teams haven't been making the playoffs consistently.
I don't hate the take at all, just because, like you were talking about the rotation. If that rotation stays healthy, that could carry them alone deep into October. They have a good lineup, too. They got a lot of pop in there, like you were talking about. Didn't even mention Wyatt Langford, I don't think, when you were talking about that. But
Evan
he's a really
Carter.
good ball player. There you go. I think they're a very good team. I just would say that I would rely more. I trust the Yankees more. The Yankees, Mariners. I love the Mariners lineup, too. The Yankees, Mariners. Tigers, though, you could kind of – the thing with Detroit, like, they got a great rotation, but their lineup is very shaky to me. I actually like Texas's lineup better.
Who's their catcher?
Dylan Dingler. Wait, Rangers? It's
not Jonah Heim.
Yeah,
it's not Jonah Heim anymore.
That's going to be a tough one. Higashioka, maybe?
Yeah, it's Higashioka.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I'm gonna slightly trash it just because there's other teams in the AL that I trust a little bit more than them, especially with a lot of newness on this team with Skip Schumacher coming in there. But I don't hate that take though.
Yeah, I'll go into my cash or trash, and I'm gonna hop over to the NFL real quick. And a specific player from Ohio State, now on the Super Bowl champ Seattle Seahawks. I'm gonna go over to Jackson Smith and Jigba, and I'm gonna say that this nickname that he has been given, the Emerald City Route Artist, might be the worst actual nickname that I've ever heard in NFL history.
Cash. Easy cash. I don't know who's in charge of making nicknames and allowing players to have them, but that actually is the worst nickname I've ever heard in my life, for one. For two, it's so bad that I don't think it's really sticking. So it's insane that you even brought it up, because I want to forget it out of my memory. But yeah, it's terrible, and we actually need to get a new one for him very quickly so that one can stick, and I can forget about this all in my brain.
I mean, just call him JSN.
Oh,
Just
I
leave
was
it at that.
Say, yeah.
So you said the Emerald City Route Runner or
Route Artist.
Route Artist.
Oh,
I don't
no.
think that's worse than the Pickler. By the way, that's Kenny Pickett's nickname. And
I mean, when he throws the ball, it looks like he's throwing a pickle down the field because it's going to the defense.
Like Mr. Unlimited, I think that's
Mr. Unlimited,
that's
I'd
pretty
take
bad.
Mr. Unlimited over Emerald City Route Artist.
The only reason I don't like that is because Russell Wilson gave that to himself.
That's the only
reason.
that is true.
Yeah.
That is true.
But it's how far do we take nicknames to like stick to players? Like it's only if it's remembered.
I honestly don't even hate the nickname. I just think it's too long. Like it's way too long of a name there. Like you can't be saying the Emerald City Route Artist over and over again. It is a little goofy, but I like the tie into the city of Seattle. He's good at route running. It makes sense. It's just it is too long of a nickname.
I'll give you that because I mean his name's already long. It's 3 words. It's Jackson Smith and Jigba, and then you shorten it down to JSN. You can't get any more simpler than that. And then you're like, nickname is supposed to be shorter than your actual name. Hey, let's give him 4 words to describe him every single time that we talk about him. I just don't think it's not a nickname necessarily. It's just like another name for him, and I think it's one of the worst. But I will say, Parker, I really like that hoodie. I like how you're showing your faith. But I also want to say that Wolf Sports Network has merch that you could also go and buy on our website. Go to wolfsportsnetwork.com and click About. You'll find our merch store sponsored by Osier Apparel, and you can be here supporting Wolf Sports Network, supporting our station. We got hoodies, we got hats, whatever you desire. Go on our Instagram and even let us know what you might want to see in that merch store. We're trying to work to make it better for you guys, so we would love for you guys to go check that out. Again, it is wolfsportsnetwork.com and click About.
Now, when we come back, we have another edition of Luck of the Draw, and then we're going to get into our lottery picks for the upcoming week. But before we get in that, stay tuned. We're going to go to a quick break.
Hey, yo, what up? My name is Josh Martinez from Z100 New York, and you're listening to my dudes from the Sports Out of Pocket on the Wolf Sports Network.
Sports Pack is here for you, providing all the West Georgia sports content you need to stay in the game. Tune in to Wolf Sports Network every Monday and Thursday from 6 to 7 p.m. so you never miss a beat as the crew takes you through the wild world of UWG sports, while also keeping you updated with your local Atlanta teams as well. Don't miss out. Sports Pack every Monday and Thursday from 6 to 7, only on Wolf Sports Network.
From West Georgia to the heart of Atlanta, sports don't stop. So neither do we. This is Sports Pack. Sharp takes, big highlights, and coverage to keep you locked in until the final whistle. Tune in from 6 to 7 on Mondays and Thursdays to hear what the crew has to say about your favorite team. Sports Back, only on Wolf Sports Network. The Wolves play here.
From the court to the diamond, Sports Pack has you covered. That's right, folks. The new semester brings an all-new season of Sports Pack, where every Monday and Thursday from 6 to 7, the crew will take you through everything UWG athletics. We're talking men's and women's basketball, baseball, softball, and everything in between. You don't want to miss it. So be sure to tune in every Monday and Thursday from 6 to 7 here on Wolf Sports Network. The Wolves play here.
April 9th, 2026. Wolfstock, the event of the year. Bring your friends and family out for fun games, prizes, and most importantly, good music from local artists. But why trust me? Because my name is Bliss, and I'll be performing at Wolfstock 2026, and I hope to see you there. Wolf Sports Network. The Wolves play here.
College students who binge drink alcohol at least 3 times per week were roughly 6 times more likely to perform poorly on a test or project because of drinking. Dream City Brewing Company, Wolf Sports Network, and Wolf Radio proudly remind you to drink responsibly. Students 21 and over should drink responsibly in an environment that discourages overindulging. Faculty won't take hangovers as excuses.
You know, Michael, you bring up spirits in that way, but I'm going to bring up spirit in a different way. You know, UWG Wolves softball plays Jack State on Tuesday, February 24th, the same day as our Spirit Night, from 2 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the Maple Street Waffle House. You will have a chance to support our coverage of UWG athletics and beyond. Your scattered, smothered order will cover our needs to bring you the best sports coverage. So come join us Tuesday, February 24th from 2 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the Maple Street Waffle House. That's Tuesday, February 24th from 2 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the Maple Street Waffle House. Now, let's get into Luck of the Draw.
This studio ain't big enough for the 4 of us. It's time to see who has the luck of the draw.
Now, since the NFL offseason just hit and we saw a lot of linebackers get sent into the Hall of Fame, shout out Luke Kuechly for getting nominated to the Hall of Fame. We're going to do 2010's NFL linebackers, and we're going to start with Michael Miller.
I don't know how this is going to go this week. I'm a little nervous.
Me and you both, Michael.
Let's see. First name. Chandler Jones. Dude, I got no clue. I have absolutely no idea.
That's an Arizona Cardinal?
And a New England Patriot, yeah.
Try to pick a Cardinal year.
2015.
That's not bad. I actually like Chandler Jones outside of everything he's done off the field. But great guy on the field. Navarro Bowman. Now I know he's had some key seasons with the San Francisco 49ers, and let's go with 2013 Navarro Bowman.
Let's shake her up. Big piece. Oh, there we go. Alrighty, first pick is Justin Houston.
Georgia Bulldog right there.
In Kansas City Chief.
I'm going to go, because I think he started getting good later, so I'm going to go 2017. 2017, Justin Houston.
I don't know about that.
I think that's a little bit late.
I think that might be a little bit late for Justin Houston. Just because,
What year did he retire?
Like 2021. But, I mean, he was good in the early 2010s with the Chiefs.
Yeah.
All right, my first pick. Ooh, Clay Matthews. Okay. I'm going to go with, I feel like that's around 2015. I'm going to go 2015 Clay Matthews.
2015 Clay Matthews? Really? That late?
Late.
Packer years, I mean, what, 11 or 12 might have been a really good one. Or is that too early?
I think maybe 11 or 12.
Maybe I'm tweaking.
I think 2015 is bad.
I'm taking Pitch Perfect 2 Clay Matthews.
Dante Hightower.
Okay. Dante Hightower?
Hey, legend.
Yeah.
I'm going to go, I feel like that's a little bit around that same time. I'm going to go 2014 Dante Hightower.
I mean, there was a lot of mid-2010s Patriots defenses that were absolutely phenomenal. Dante Hightower, Kyle Van Noy, Patrick Chung.
Luke Kuechly, let's go.
Okay. It depends if you pick the right one because there's a lot of injury years.
I know, but those years with the Panthers were really good. And it's either going to be 14 or 15, maybe 16. Because 16, I think, was a good year. I'll take middle of the pack, 15, Luke Kuechly.
I think that's smart because that's
15. The Super Bowl year.
Super Bowl year. Now, to pair up with Navarro Bowman, another Carolina Panther, Thomas Davis. And I'm going to go that exact same year, 2015, Thomas Davis. I actually like Thomas Davis. Yeah. I like the pick. I like the pick so far. I just hope somebody picks like an injury year just to shuffle it up.
Levante David.
Ooh.
Future Hall of Famer in my opinion. And he's still playing too.
Still playing. 2017.
2017?
It's not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad.
That's a solid year. I mean, he made a couple All-Pros during the 2010s, so I like it.
Got Ryan Kerrigan.
Ooh.
Washington legend. And then he had a couple years with the Eagles.
Let's see. Let's go a little bit earlier, like 2013.
I like it. I like it. Nah, I got to shuffle this up. To pair up with Thomas Davis and Navarro Bowman, go with my third guy, C.J. Mosley.
Alabama legend.
Alabama legend, Ravens legend, Jets legend. 2016, C.J. Mosley. I think that's right.
Michael, what year did you go for Kerrigan?
2013.
Gotcha.
2016, C.J.
Good shuffle, good shuffle. Khalil Mack.
Ooh.
You might just have a sweep here.
Nah, I don't know, bro, because I was not locked in on
Khalil Mack.
10's linebackers. Give me 2013 Khalil Mack.
That might be a little early.
That
but
might be a little early.
Dang, bro, I was gonna say 17 too. It was between 13 or 17.
Markers going low.
That is super early. All right, that actually might have been airball.
Ooh, Bobby Wagner.
That's a good pool.
Yeah,
a lot of good.
Future Hall of Famer too.
Future Hall of Famer for sure. I'm gonna go with 2017, Bobby Wagner.
Is that your last one?
I have one more.
Okay.
I don't know, bro. Mac was so old. I feel like
Mac is extremely old. I think he's like 34 right now.
Yeah.
All right, my last pick, Von Miller. Ooh, I think of that year with the Denver Broncos when they went to the Super Bowl, and I believe that was, was that 15 or 14?
They went
the year
back-to-back Super
That was the
Bowls.
year before 51. That was 50. That was 20 because 2016 was the Patriots and Falcons. I'm gonna go, but that would be 2014 season. Oh no!
Pick one.
Give me 2014 Von Miller.
2015 would have been the year that went to the Super Bowl.
KJ Wright.
Also was in that 2014 Super Bowl with
Was
the
that
Seahawks.
Seahawks? I was gonna say, I thought he was on the Seahawks. Give me 2014 KJ Wright.
2014 KJ Wright?
Yeah.
I like it. There's only two left in here.
See what happens.
50-50, bro.
Terrell Suggs. I
Ooh,
like
T-Sizzle.
T-Sizzle. I love T-Sizzle. Another Ravens legend, and I'm going to go with the year that they went to the Super Bowl versus the San Francisco 49ers. Give me 2012 Terrell Suggs. Yeah, give me 2012 T-Sizzle.
I got
All
one
right,
more.
last pick of the draft.
Sean Lee.
Ooh.
Yeah. Cowboys legend.
I got no clue who Sean Lee is, Michael.
You have no
I have
idea
no
who
idea who
Sean
Sean
Lee
Lee
is.
is. I've never heard that name in my entire life.
You didn't watch that
2014,
junk?
Sean Lee.
That's probably not horrible.
2014 Sean Lee.
All right, let's read off these teams. So, starting with Michael, we have 2015 Chandler Jones, 2017 Levante David, 2013 Ryan Kerrigan, and 2014 Sean Lee. Jackson's team, 2013 Navarro Bowman, 2015 Thomas Davis, 2016 C.J. Mosley, and 2012 Terrell Suggs. Parker's team, we have 2017 Justin Houston, 2015 Luke Kuechly, 2013 Khalil Mack, and 2014 KJ Wright. For my team, we have 2015 Clay Matthews, 2014 Donta Hightower, 2017 Bobby Wagner, and 2014 Von Miller. That's what we are looking at.
JT's team's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
You know, honestly, I think I picked great years for my players. I just don't think I picked enough notable names to win this graphic and win this draft. Michael, what are your thoughts on your team?
I think it's okay. I thought my draft last week was really good though, so I'm hoping I win that one because I had a lot of good pitchers.
This might be JT's one to win after not winning.
I really
for a while.
hope so. I really hope so.
Especially after picking Eddie Lacy.
We don't. Hey, that was weeks ago. That's in the past. We don't talk about that no more.
That was in the past. Now, let's talk about the present and all the chips and goodies that we're going to put in for our players, coaches, and teams for this week. Let's get into the lottery.
Surely I'll have some better luck this time.
Hey, how's it going? I'll take one lottery ticket. Thank you. Oh my gosh. I just won the lottery.
Now, JT, you made that beautiful stager, and honestly, I believe you had the best team in the luck of the draw this week. So who's your lottery team, player, or coach for this week?
I will say, do you want me to start with who I'm low on or who I'm high on, Jackson?
Start off with your highlights.
I will start off with my highlight, and I want to highlight the West Georgia Wolves basketball teams. They are both sitting very good in the conference. I'll start with the men's team. They're sitting at 6-8 currently in the conference, sitting 7th in that conference in standings, tied with 3 other teams. And we are looking really solid, looking like we are going to make that conference tournament at the end of the season. And on the women's side of it, we are sitting at 9-5 in the conference, even better, sitting 4th in the conference at that point. So both of these teams on track to make the conference tournament. We got some highlights on both sides of the ball, or for both teams. I'm really high on this team going into both of the conference tournaments.
You know, being able to call play-by-play for the women's game with my boy Michael over there, we've seen a magnificent game from them.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm really high on the West Georgia Wolves as well, specifically the women's team, just because every time I watch them, they seem to do great things and win. As far as the men's, every time I watch them, they don't really seem to show up. So I don't really know about the men's, but I'm super high on the women's, and I would love to see them go far.
There we go.
I'm also super high on the women's, and I want to talk about Jasmine Jones and Destiny Jones. Phenomenal three-point shooters for the season, and that's been our true strong point when it comes to, transitional defense, a lot of playmaking from our shifty players like Grace O'Gara, who Brandon Dyer from the Playbook is a big fan of, Sydney Tolbert as well. And honestly, I'm really high on the West Georgia women's team, and, our men's team has turned it around after a little bit of a losing streak there, but I great bounce back years for both basketball teams.
Yeah, I'm very high on the women's team, just like y'all are. They're a very good team. Whenever the women's team loses, though, like the thing about them is that they never rely on one person. It seems like whenever they lose, they're all off. Like that's kind of the thing about them is either they're all on or all off, which I kind of like that aspect of like if you're gonna win, like the whole win as a team, loses a team thing. That's kind of true for them. They don't really have like stars that have to like carry the team, here and there, but they are very good. They're very consistent. But the men's team, like we were talking about, like I think the men's team can beat anybody in this conference. I think they have the potential to be a really good team, but they're just inconsistent. They come out, they win, a couple games, look really good, and they come and lose a couple games and look really bad. So there's just the inconsistencies for the men's team.
Yeah.
Michael, I want to stick with you. Who are you high and low on for this week?
I'm a little high on the Washington Nationals. I don't think they're an incredible baseball team by any means, but I saw somebody the other day on MLB Network talking about this may be the worst roster they've looked at in MLB history. I just don't get that at all. I think the Nationals could be a sneaky dark horse wildcard team. I think that with the Marlins too, but people are actually high on the Marlins, so I'm going to focus on the Nationals this one. If you look at their projected lineup, C.J. Abrams, Dylan Cruz going into year 2, James Wood is a dog, Dalen Lyle, Luis Garcia, Keibert Ruiz, Brady House, Nazem Nunez, and Jacob Young, who I think Jacob Young, give him some time. I think he could be a solid little ball player too. The only problem for Washington is the pitching rotation. When Miles Michaelis is considered your ace of the staff, that's never good because as Parker was talking about, I don't know if he said it on air or not, we were talking about he throws meatballs. That's all Miles Michaelis does. You know that very well, Jackson, as a Cardinals fan. That's really the only problem with Washington is their pitching. A little shaky, but that lineup though, they're young. I think they got a lot of athleticism on there. If they have a good season with that lineup and get something at least a little bit above average from that pitching rotation, they could be a sneaky team.
I like the Nationals, and I love their young lineup. As you said, C.J. Abrams, Keibert Ruiz as well, Brady House, who's probably one of the best prospects in the third base area for MLB. But I'm very low on that Nationals rotation, and Miles Michaelis being your one guy is absolutely terrible. I mean, the guy gives up 6 earned runs a game. His ERA last season was like 4.20 something. So honestly, there's nobody else out there for starting pitching left in free agency. I mean, the last guy who maybe would have gone off the board was Chris Bassett, but I mean he's gone. So personally, I'm low on the Nationals rotation, but I understand your take.
I don't know, Michael. I think they're rightfully rated. They're going to finish last in the division. The lineup is good, but like you said, pitching can make or break your team. So I think they're going to finish last in the division, and I think the Marlins are better than them. So I think I'm low on the Nationals as a whole.
Yeah, I mean, I'm somewhat on the fence about this. I do think that could be a dark horse candidate for making a wild card spot, but I think that rotation just needs to really get better. I think we've seen in other sports that defense wins championships. We've seen it with our very own West Georgia Wolves baseball team that if you're giving up 14 runs a game, you're not going to win a game no matter what. So if the Washington Nationals don't work on that this offseason, going into the season now, and if they don't make some moves, either at the deadline, whatever it may be, I don't think they will make a playoff spot. I love their rotation, or I love their lineup. I'm not a fan of their pitching.
With it being February 18th and, March is right around the corner, I'm kind of high on this college basketball team of the Houston Cougars. I watched them the other day. They lost to Iowa State, but they went into their place and lost by 3, I think it was. So even after losing, dude, I think that they have one of the best shooters in the country in Emmanuel Sharp, led by Kelvin Sampson. You got a young freshman guard in Kingston Flemings. I think that they are just all around too talented and very experienced, and I think they meet all the criteria of a team that can make a deep run in March.
I mean, Houston Cougars have been a dominant team in the Big 12 for years now, and honestly, I love it. Now, they had a little lack of identity heading into the offseason with the departure of L.J. Cryer, and honestly, I love Tugler. I love Kingston Flemings, and, I think they have a very strong team that can push deep into March Madness. Now I want to give my high I want to give my low very quick, and I want to stick with the Big 12 and March Madness teams, and that's Texas Tech Red Raiders, and the only reason why is because it was announced today that JT Toppin is out for the season. He was their leader in points and rebounds, and honestly, I think that's a big detrimental piece to the Texas Tech Red Raiders, rotation and staff there. But I love Texas Red Raiders, and hopefully they can have a resurgence. Now, JT, I know you have a low.
I do, and I'm going to also stick in the college basketball scene knowing that March is coming up. I'm low on February Arizona Wildcats. I mean, you're coming off of 2 straight losses now to Kansas and then Texas Tech, and you still are in the gauntlet of your schedule at this point. I mean, you still have BYU tonight. You have Houston, who you just talked about. You have Kansas, who you just lost to literally in this last week. And, I mean, I think that Arizona is single-handedly losing themselves a number 1 seed in this March Madness tournament. They very easily had that spot, but now that it's getting to all the bigger games, they're managing to fall just shy. I mean, these are only 2 or 3 point losses, but those losses are going to matter when it comes to March and when it comes to seeding, and you are costing yourself that 1 seed right now.
I would agree with that too, because when I look at Arizona right now in basketball, they kind of remind me of Notre Dame in football this past season. Like, I think that Notre Dame was one of the. There's no way you can tell Notre Dame was not a top 5 team in college football last year. But look, they didn't play a whole lot of great competition, and then they played 2 playoff teams and they lost both those games. They lost by a combined total of 4 points. So they were competitive in those games, but they lost them. So there's not really anything you can do about that. And for Arizona, they play in a very tough conference. The Big 12 is one of the best conferences. A&Navy believes it's the best conference in college basketball. He's made that very clear. But, yeah, they got an opportunity to kind of change that, though. Like you said, BYU tonight, they got Houston this Saturday. So if they get 2 wins right there, they can jump right back up. But the only problem with Arizona is just, like you said, they've played kind of some weaker competition. They've played some harder teams, and they're playing competitively, but they're just dropping those games.
Honestly, I love Arizona Wildcats, and they only really make it to the Sweet 16 or Elite 8 max when it comes to March Madness deep playoff run. But I love Braden Burries. I love Jaden Bradley. I love Koa Pete. Koa Pete is absolutely phenomenal. I think he's a top 15 pick in the NBA draft coming up in April heading into the summer. And honestly, I understand why you're low on Arizona Wildcats because they have a very hard strength of schedule heading into late February. They also face Iowa State in one of their first games in March as well, heading into March Madness. So I completely agree.
I don't think that matters, Jackson. Now this is where you want to get all of it out of the way. This is where you want to get it all out of the way and tune up right before March. So I wouldn't react too crazy on this right now. Could just be a tough stretch. Real teams are made in March, and all it takes is a run, and they could see themselves at the seat of the table at the last game.
Yeah.
But I have an ad to read. Wolf Radio and Wolf Sports Network are proud to help reduce the 21% of adults with low literacy skills. We are collecting new and gently used books for every UWG pre-K student monthly. Give today by visiting thewolfuwg.com/bookdrive. That's thewolfuwg.com/bookdrive.
And I want to say again, ever wanted to support your favorite station while eating Waffle House hash browns? Wolf Sports Network is hosting a Spirit Night, February 24th from 2 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the Maple Street Waffle House. That is the Maple Street Waffle House on February 24th from 2 p.m. to 9 p.m. come join us before or after the UWG softball game against Jack State for an all-star, so we can be all-stars. Wolf Sports Network Spirit Night, 2 p.m. to 9 p.m. on Tuesday, February 24th. Now stay tuned, because when we come back, we're going to get fired up about the MLB on season and some more West Georgia sports. Stay tuned.
This is the Philly Sports Guy, and you're listening to Sports Out of Pocket on Wolf Sports Network.
We're favored to make the playoffs. I don't care what anybody says.
Man. All this sports talk is making me kind of hungry. I really could go for an all-star special right now.
Oh, yeah. Did somebody say All-Star Special? Well, lucky for you, Wolf Sports Network is hosting a Spirit Night at the Maple Street Waffle House on February 24th from 2 p.m. to 9 p.m. This is a chance for you to come out and support our station and maybe even grab yourself the All-Star Special that I know you're craving. And remember, the Wolves play here.
WSN, Wolf Sports Network, will have you covered this West Georgia basketball season with Inside the Coliseum, our 30-minute pregame show that will start 1 hour before select home games.
But we saw his ability to make those tough shots. He is a shooter, and he was second in scoring behind Shelton Williams-Dryden.
I think we just need to get everybody the ball as much as possible. I think we need to throw the rock around.
Join us as we cover both the men's and women's basketball seasons from inside the Coliseum.
Wait a minute. Is this what I think it is? Wii Sports? Let's try something. Let me tell y'all about this show on Wolf Sports Network. Get with the playbook. Get with the playbook. Get with the playbook. It's the playbook. Hear us talk about all of college football, basketball, and baseball. Mondays from 9 to 10 p.m. The Playbook on Wolf Sports Network.
When you think about college sports, what do you think of?
Campus legends like Haynes King and Diego Pavia.
What if I told you there was a show for that and more?
More?
Playbook is your one-stop listen for college football, basketball, baseball, and UWG sports.
The Bulldogs have Ryan Nemhard, a great point guard, and they are going yard. Gonzaga in 5.
Tune into the Playbook Mondays from 9 to 10 p.m. only on Wolf Sports Network.
Wolf Radio and Wolf Sports Network are proud to boost literacy rates with our pre-K book drive. Our ongoing book drive will provide a new or gently used book to every child at UWG's pre-K monthly. Give today by visiting thewolfuwg.com/book drive. Together, Wolf Radio and Wolf Sports Network will make a brighter future. Visit thewolfuwg.com/book drive.
And also, make sure to show up Tuesday, February 24th for Waffle House Spirit Night at the Maple Street Waffle House from 2 p.m. to 9 p.m. Show up, support, show out. We're going to be out there. We're going to be getting some all-star specials. And honestly, that has got me fired up. Michael, hit it.
It's time to get heated with Fire Me Up.
Now, Michael, I want to start with you. What are you fired up about this week?
You know, I came on here last week and I was yelling about the Braves athletic trainer because I didn't know his name. Well, I figured it out. Let me look at that camera real quick. George Poulis. Listen to me right now. You have been in Major League Baseball for like 100 years, all right? This guy's like 75 years old. I know he still has a job. This guy needs to pack his bags, needs to move out of here, needs to get gone, because it is unbelievable how 3 years in a row now this team just cannot stay healthy. I wake up this morning, Braves Today, following Instagram, great guy, part of the Braves Today family group chat, all right? Sends in some catastrophic news that Spencer Schwellenbach and Hurston Waldrop had surgery today, and they're both on the 60-day IL, and they may not pitch this year. They may not. Walt Weiss said he is hopeful that they'll both pitch. I bet Schwellenbach will probably be back, but there's probably something wrong with Hurston Waldrop. He'll probably be out until 2028 or something, because he'll keep having reoccurring injuries just like Mike Soroka had. It's absolutely ridiculous. Ha-Seong Kim slipping on ice. It's absolutely insane that we cannot just stay healthy as a team, and we need a starting pitcher, Alex Anthopoulos. Chris Bassett was available. We should have got him. Lucas Giolito is out there. He has got to be an Atlanta Brave because we have absolutely nowhere to turn to right now.
You know, Michael, even with an injured rotation, I still think it's going to be better than the Cardinals pitching. So you have that to look forward to and at my demise. Now, Parker, what are you hyped up and fired up about this week?
I'm hyped up about the Yankee season. I'm ready for it to get underway. I'm ready for Garrett Cole to come back and watch him on the mound. I'm hyped up to see Cam Schlittler on the mound, Max Fried, tons of arms coming out the pen. I'm ready to see Aaron Judge have another MVP-type season. Other than him coming out and saying, we're the New York Yankees, let's go make some moves. And when your captain's kind of upset about that, that may be an issue. But we'll leave that to the side, and I'm just super stoked for the season, super hyped for World Baseball Classic as well, and I'm just ready to watch some baseball.
Yeah, ready for this season, ready to hopefully not be disappointed again when it comes to playoff time. We need to make some moves. I mean, like you said, if Aaron Judge is coming out and saying this, you need to listen to him. He's been on this team. He is the captain of your team right now. He's one of the best players in baseball. Listen to him. If he says we need work somewhere, we need work somewhere. Go out, get your guys, go win a World Series. You have all the talent in the world on your team. You have one of the best pitching rotations in the league. You have one of the best bats in the league. What are you doing? Go win the World Series. It's unbelievable that you're not going out. You're making deals. You have all the money in the world. Go make some moves. Be the New York Yankees.
Facts.
Now, you were talking about making moves, JT, and normally I'm against the Cardinals' narrative of picking up 30-something-year-old pitchers for the starting rotation to push us through the playoffs. But honestly, I'm looking at this rotation. Dustin May, Matthew Liberatore, we got Kyle Leahy, we have Andre Payante, who had a record last season of 6-15 with like a 4-something ERA, and honestly, I don't want that in my rotation. Who is still available? Now, I know he had a down season last season. Nestor Cortez. I would love Nasty Nestor to be our SP1 heading into this season. Or Tyler Anderson, who wasn't that bad for the Angels last season. Frankie Montas, John Gray coming off an injury. I wouldn't mind him. We need something for this, pitching rotation for the St. Louis Cardinals. Now, I want to get hyped up about West Georgia women's basketball heading into ASUN conference play. And, we talked about the phenomenal three-point shooters in Jasmine Jones and Destiny Jones and phenomenal inside the paint scorer in Asia Donald. And our shifty playmakers in Grace O'Gara, Sydney Tolbert. We have what it takes heading into the final week stretch of this women's basketball season. We have our final game this Saturday versus Central Arkansas at the Coliseum. Michael, do you believe we win that game?
I absolutely do. Myself and Ryan Kroger, shout out Ryan, we're going to be on the call for that one. I'm very excited about it. And like you said, Jackson, I love this women's team. I think we're a very balanced team. We've got role players. Grace O'Gara does a really good job of being a point guard, kind of an old school point guard, passing the ball around, doing a good job with that. Jasmine Jones is that lethal scorer we got from three-point range. Destiny Jones leads the ASUN, I believe, in rebounds. She at least leads the team. It releases up there in the rankings for ASUN rebounds. And we got a lot of good role players after that. Gal LaFont's really good. You look at that bench. Bench is pretty deep, too. Becca Lefford's a good ball player. Started a lot last year, but because of the talent this year, she's on the bench.
I mean, yeah, you look at this team, and we are currently fourth in the conference, as I mentioned earlier. I'm really high on this West Georgia women's team. I think that we have a great shot when it comes to conference play, when it comes to the conference tournament near the end of the season. And, I mean, we have all the talent in the world. And one girl that you guys did not mention is Sydney Tolbert. Apologies. Sydney Tolbert is a dog when it comes to absolutely everything. She's our scorer when it comes to if you need a three-pointer, you're probably going to give it to Sydney Tolbert. If you need somebody to drive in, you're going to give it to Sydney Tolbert. She's one of the best players that I've seen through West Georgia basketball, through West Georgia women's basketball since I've been here, which has only been 2 years. But, I mean, she's got the talent. She's got all the talent in the world, and I think that this West Georgia women's team has all the talent in the world to go out and win the conference tournament.
Beautiful takes by you guys. I agree 100,000%. They have opportunity to end the season very strong with Central Arkansas at home Saturday. I think they have an easy matchup tonight. Go and beat Lipscomb tonight. And then, I mean, go get that get back on Saturday. Woo! I can't say that on air, but, hey, they need to be hyped up listening to that, and they need to go get a win against Central Arkansas Saturday.
Now I want to shift over to West Georgia baseball. Now, I know we had a lot of highlights coming from the women's team, but we had a lot of lowlights from the baseball team. We're heading into this weekend. By the way, stay tuned for a video coming out on Wolf Sports Network on YouTube. Me and Michael will be interviewing Dom Murgo, the pitching coach, and Jacob Bowman, our starting shortstop, coming in here soon. But I want to talk about this. We have our pitching rotation and our pitching bullpen. It's JUCO players playing D1 ball. We had a phenomenal game from Luke Ridley, only giving up 3 runs in game 1, but then after that, it was a little bit of struggle. They're getting some dust off. They haven't played baseball in 9 months. We brought in some great guys, like Josh Lanham had 7 strikeouts, giving up 4 runs, though. But we had a game yesterday versus Kennesaw State. Our bats, I'm super excited about our bats. Fennel Cruz, phenomenal ball player. Anthony Cole hits bombs. Andon Lewis has looked phenomenal from the Georgia State transfer side of things. But our pitching needs to get it together. get it together. We need to recuperate a little bit. Michael, your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree. I like what you said about Luke Ridley. That first game that we had, he was absolutely incredible. The only bad part of his outing was he had 2 outs in the 3rd inning. Had a little 2-out rally there, got away from, let up 3 runs. Other than that, he was completely lights out, did a really good job. 5 innings, got the win in that game. And the lineup's really good. I love the lineup. Gabe Worth, who you didn't mention, is an absolute dog.
Yep.
He is absolutely incredible.
Oh, yeah.
Played some great defense over there at second base. Got a lot of hits this weekend. Got a lot of hits last night. I think he had 2 hits last night against Kennesaw State as well. So he's really good. And, Fano Cruz, a lot of pop in that bat. Just got to work on chasing some stuff.
I want to give a quick shout out to Gabe Worth, though. Honestly, I think he should be our leadoff guy. And I
agree.
was talking with UWG baseball legend Cooper Prince, who was our leadoff guy last season, and he's very high on the bats for the West Georgia baseball team. Gabe Worth shows me a little bit of Cooper Prince in him, and honestly, I love Gabe Worth because he's a contact guy, doesn't have a lot of pop in his bat, but he's a guy who's going to give you on-base percentage.
100%, and I think that West Georgia has some of the best bats in the conference right now. But when it comes to pitching, I mean, we're going to have our struggles. I mean, we played a tough Central Michigan team, and we came out with a win, which is not what I expected. I expected us to go 0-4. It's tough competition. It's a whole new team. And you come out and you win your first game. Shout out Luke Ridley, probably our only good pitching outage that we saw this entire weekend. I mean, Josh Lanham did come in, and he had a little solid performance, but he was like our 3rd or 4th pitcher of that game. I mean, you look at it, and it's just unbelievable to see that our bats are so good, but when it comes to pitching, we look like the Nationals. We just don't have a pitching rotation, but we have great bats. I mean, for West Georgia, I hope that we can get it together. I know Don Murgo, we had an interview with him in here. He's a great guy. I think that he has a great opportunity to turn this pitching rotation around, but we just did not see it in this first weekend.
Like you said, Jackson, got to give them some time to knock the dust off and get some innings under their belt. They'll figure it all out. Don Murgo is going to get that pitching staff on the way. Like you said, we got a lot of exciting bats, scoring a lot of runs. So once these pitchers figure it out, I think West Georgia Wolves will be just fine.
And it is early on season baseball, and we have a lot more games to play throughout the months of February, March, April, heading into early May. But, this has been a phenomenal show, and I'm super grateful for the guys around me. I know I only have maybe 10 more shows left here at Wolf Sports Network, and I want to thank you guys for being a great cast, for being around me, and I look forward to my final 10 shows here at Wolf Sports Network. But it's been a great show, and for Michael Miller, JT Groves, and Parker Andell, we will see y'all next week.